Ordinary People Show. You are all welcome to Ordinary People Show. You are all welcome to Ordinary People Show. You are all welcome to Ordinary People Show.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're listening from in the world. My name is Jacqueline Dixon, and you're tuned in to the Ordinary People Show. Ordinary people can do extraordinary things, and we're broadcasting live from Toronto, Canada, powered by GBKM FM TV network. We're in studio this crisp but still somewhat sunny Saturday morning in the GTA, and we're getting ready for that change of season. Guys, you're probably at home maybe right now thinking about all of the fall clothing that you're going to need to arm yourselves with, or maybe get back out, because we've had a hot summer. I know myself and all the GBKM staff, we've been on the road for most part of the 12 weeks that we've been celebrating summer. And I know for a fact that we're ready to hunker down right now and get ready for our fall season. And we're kicking off our fall season with my second show for the season. And this show is one that is well anticipated. I received the emails, I received the phone calls, and I know that my viewers and my listeners are stoked about the conversation that's going to be taking place today. And for those of you who follow me on social media, you know what's coming. It's all about leadership, female leadership, black female leadership to be more specific. And we've got the architects and the change makers in studio today to talk about a fantastic brand new initiative that is coming to the GTA by none other than the 100 ABC Awards team once again. And it is called Pathway to Exceptional Leadership. And it's going to be hosted by the 100 ABC Awards team that will be on right after my first commercial break. But before we start our interview today, let me start off with my pleasantries as we always do. First of all, I want to thank our sponsors. Our number one sponsor is Blue Flame Heating, Cooling, and Mechanical. Blue Flame Heating, Cooling, and Mechanical specializes in all of your heating and cooling needs right here in the GTA. And now that the weather's starting to change, wow, we're going to need them even more. You're going to need to probably get that furnace checked, because that's what they specialize in. Furnaces, air conditioning, hot water tanks, gas, fitting, and so much more. Contact them for all of your residential as well as commercial needs by calling 647-881-5111. Once again, that's 647-881-5111. Ask for the CEO himself, Mr. Neville Hall. And don't forget to tell him that you heard about him on the Ordinary People Show so that you can receive your additional 10% in discounts. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do it here at GBKM. We are the mouthpiece of the community, and we've earned that tagline for a reason. Why? Because we support the initiatives of the grassroots community. We're out there for you each and every day, on weekends as well, supporting the events and bringing to you live, unfiltered coverage of sports, politics, community events, and so much more. The things that mean so much to you and your household. Life-changing events, life-changing symposiums, just like the one we're going to be talking about today as well. While we were out this summer, we came across so many viewers, so many new followers that have mentioned that to us, the importance of being able to continue to provide unfiltered coverage. And this is our commitment to you, that we are here for the grassroots community. If you're looking for coverage, if you're looking to ensure that your voice is heard, contact GBKM FM TV network, and we will ensure to reach out to you and your event organizers in order to expose your business and your brand. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring an event to your attention, one that is near and dear to my heart. You heard me talking about it. right? This one right here. Caribbean Tales. It's the 14th annual Caribbean Tales Film Festival. I've got this fantastic brochure in front of me. The team at Caribbean Tales did a fantastic job of putting together this brochure. And for those of you who don't know, GBKM is a sponsor of the Caribbean Tales Film Festival, which kicked off in its 14th year on September the 4th, and it continues until September the 20th. It is jam-packed with movie premieres, happening each and every single week, and sometimes multiple times during the course of the weekend. I want you to go and visit CaribbeanTalesFestival.com and look at the full lineup of movies that are yet to premiere between now and the 20th. Make sure that when you do see a movie that you like, purchase your tickets online as well. Or you can visit GBKM FM in order to receive an additional 20% in savings. But the movies that are premiering this week are some to definitely pay attention to. I believe for a fact, I believe that they're going to be having a Jamaica night. There are a number of theme nights that are going to be taking place. I want to say to you that in order to get the full scope of what Caribbean Tales has to offer, you really do need to visit CaribbeanTalesFestival.com. And when you do, purchase your tickets online for additional savings. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to give a big shout out to This Is Who I Am, Mava Lindsay, who is the director and creator of this live theatrical play, which will be debuting on September the 28th. And guess what? There's a person that's appearing in this play that you might know. It's me. Your girl, Jacqueline Dixon, will be debuting my first theatrical appearance in This Is Who I Am. And this is going to, again, take place on September 28th. And it's going to be at the Faith Worship Center. Visit GBKM website and Facebook for more details. Also, to ensure that you don't miss out on any of the opportunities to visit either the play or Caribbean Tales, we'd love to offer you a chance to win free tickets. Here's how you win free tickets for either one of these events. Visit or email us at contest@gbkm.fm, and send us a reason as to why you want to attend, whether it is the play, This Is Who I Am, or maybe it's to watch a premiere movie at the Caribbean Tales Film Festival between now and September 19th. Just send us a quick email, tell us why you want to be there, and we will enter your name into a draw to win free tickets that will be posted at the end of the day tomorrow. Again, the email to send your ticket request or your contest entry is contest@gbkm.fm. Thank you so much for bearing with me, guys. It's my second day back in studio after that long summer, and it's so good to be back with you. Thank you for tuning in today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started with today's interview. And we're going to get started right after my first commercial break when we have our guest on, which is the founders of the 100 ABC Award banquet. And they are going to be discussing their brand new initiative for female leadership right here in the GTA. Symposium coming on September 27th, Pathways to Exceptional Leadership. I'm sure you don't want to miss this one. Tag a friend, like and share the video to ensure that everybody gets this information shared today. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this first commercial break.
Are you ready for Canis 2019, taking place from October 9th through 12th in Toronto, Canada? The Canada-Nigeria Business and Investment Summit will take place at the Radisson Admiral Hotel in downtown Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The theme is Nigeria as an emerging trade and investment market. This widely publicized event is expected to bring together a large number of investors, both from Nigeria and in Canada. The summit will see participants from the public and private sectors, including agriculture, alternative energy, ICT education, solid minerals, healthcare, and infrastructure. Several corporations and stakeholders from the emerging markets and developed world, as well as government officials of both countries, are expected to participate at this event. Register now at canisc.ca.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning into the Ordinary People Show today. I'm your host, Jacqueline Dixon, and I'm in studio with one of the founders of the 100 ABC Awards. And she is also the founder of a brand new initiative, which is coming to Toronto or the GTA for the very first time. And it is called Pathways to Exceptional Leadership. It's going to be a biennial symposium, which is going to take place on September the 27th. That's Friday, September the 27th, from between the hours of 7:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. So the first thing I want to say before we get started in the interview today is I really want you to put your thinking caps on, ladies and gentlemen. And I say gentlemen because I know that there are a lot of gentlemen that do follow the Ordinary People Show. I want you to put your thinking caps on, and I want you to think about all of the females that you have encountered in your lifetime, or maybe that are in your network today, that could and should be attending an event of this magnitude, that could use some words of inspiration, some guidance, some knowledge as to how to further their career choices, whether they are in leadership in the sense that they are maybe a business owner, maybe they're thinking about becoming a business owner, or maybe they're working within an organization, in which case they'd like to take some leadership role. Maybe it's a community organization. Regardless of the case, it is so critical that we be able to share valuable information such as this to those individuals to help them on their journey. And I know that the lady that I have in studio with me today, which is Miss Dauna Jones-Simmonds, has always been an inspiration to me in helping me to guide myself on my leadership roles and my leadership quests. And this is why she's here today, to influence others, people, just like she's influenced me in achieving their goals and reaching the highest limits of their potential. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome Dauna Jones-Simmonds to the Ordinary People Show today. Hello, Dauna.
Well, thank you so much, Jacqueline. Really appreciate that.
You're very, very welcome. It's always awesome having you in studio. For those who don't know, Dauna and I came to know each other a few years ago when she, along with her team, put together the 100 ABC Awards, which is the 100 Accomplished Black Canadian Female Black Canadian Awards. And I want to say this much to you. I was so impressed with that brand. GB Cam loves that brand. It is the premier event for any female to want to attend, especially if you're looking to gain yourself a mentor or find out more about how you can achieve the highest levels of success in your life. This is the award gala of all award galas. Dauna, maybe if you can just take the time to share with our Ordinary People listeners a little bit about your personal background and how you've come to accomplish so many really momentous things within the GTA in the last few years. There's the 100 ABC, and now there's the biennial symposium. Tell us what sparked you to start this journey.
Well, Jacqueline, in life, one recognizes very quickly that when opportunity knocks your door, you open it. And I think I've done that throughout my life. When I worked, I'm now retired. I know many people don't believe that, but it's supposed to be
Hard
true.
to believe.
But at my workplaces, opportunities came and I grabbed them. Even though I didn't like some of them, I said, there's something I've got to learn from this. And for me, it built itself. Everything built up into, here is who you can be. Grab those opportunities, take them, and do something with it. And that's what I did. I understood about measuring successes in work, measuring performances, understanding how to work with people. So working with people was important to me, but I understood the bigger picture. and when you treat people right, they do better. And so with that in mind, really and truly with the 100 Accomplished Black Canadian Women program, I saw it as an opportunity where women who have done great things have never been recognized. And it's about time. And it's not about me. So today I don't want to focus on me. I want to focus about the women, the unsung heroes, the posthumous heroes who have done so many good things and have not been recognized. I call it the invisible being visible now. So that's what we're about. It's not about us. And it's all about showcasing their leadership. People who can't hear about them will now hear about them. It's all documented. It's all our history. And that's what I'm really proud of. Making the invisible visible through our books, through the book launches that we have and the galas. You know, you may not know this, Jacqueline, but our first gala, we thought we'd have about 200 to 300 people attending because we just started up and, you know, we were fumbling our way through. 720 people showed up. So for me, it meant there is a story. People want to be heard. People are interested in knowing about people who are leaders, who are doing great things, but they have never heard from them. So when we had the opportunity to have the second gala, because we were pushed, you got to have this again, I said, okay, it takes a lot of work, you know. And I had a few more people who said, I want to join the team. I think we can help you. And we thought we'd have maybe about 700 people, but this time around we had over 1,100 people. So we know this is something good for our community. We know it's an opportunity for our community with great minds, doing great things, can get together. I call it a meeting of the great minds. That's what I call it. And so this symposium is just to add on to what we do.
Because we're going to get into in the symposium in just a bit, and we're going to get into it in depth because I'm super stoked about this. I've gotten some emails already, some messages on social media asking me, how do I get the tickets? Can I bring my husband? I even had one to come in this morning. Can I bring my hubby? But let's go back to the ABC 100 Accomplished Black Canadian Women for just a second. When this initiative or this concept came about, I understand the meaning behind the concept, and you can clearly see that there was a need for it, based on the turnout that you got the first year and then the second event as well. When you came up with this concept, you shared it with some ladies who have now become the force to be reckoned with. When I see these three faces pop up, they get like, yes, I'm here. Tell us about the co-authors of the 100 ABC.
Absolutely. The co-authors are Honorable Dr. Jean Augustine, which is also my mentor, my very good friend, as well Dr. Denise O'Neill Green, who is a vice president at Ryerson University, the first black vice president at that level for diversity and inclusion. Denise is an American, and Jean and I had been, friends for a while. And when Denise came to Canada, she got this job, and one of the things Jean did as a Ontario Fairness Commissioner, she knew people were coming into the country, and Denise's name came up, and she says, Dauna, I think we should meet this person. But she sent Denise a letter to welcome her and everything. And Denise was all excited. Oh, this lady sending this letter to me. I'm so excited, and so forth. And then Jean and I talked about her. And she told me that Denise had a story about her son who was dragged black. And was, I guess, the KKK may have pulled his car and dragged him. And so he's now disabled, right? And so she wanted to know, how can me, as a person who dealt with the people with disabilities for a long, long time and taught employers how to support people with disabilities, how I can help Denise. So Denise and I were introduced by Honorable Dr. Jean Augustine. And you know how things work. You begin to talk, and then she began to talk about. Then she says to me, Dauna, I've been trying to find black women for our organization, but I just don't seem to find them. And then she said, do you know where they are? And I go, I said, well, if I have this pregnant pause, we have a big problem. We have a big problem. We got to fix that. I said, you know what? Let's think about this. We got to find you some people. So I said, let's get Jean engaged in this. So Jean, Denise, and I got together, we had breakfast and everything. We talked about, how we can move forward. I gotta say though that husbands play a role in this. So if people don't think men are part of this story, they are. Because my husband and Denise's husband said, why don't you write a book once you get the information? I said, oh, sounds like a good idea. Who's gonna write it? They said, you guys. Anyway, we took the advice, and Jean and I and Denise, we got together and began to formulate ideas and strategies, how we're going to go about this, and ideas began to build and build, and then we just put things together. And the rest is history.
It is history, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's not history in a small way, it's history in a big way, because the 100 Accomplished Black Canadian Women, they put out a historical book with each event that they do. And the events only take place every other year, correct? Mm-hmm. So 2020 will be the next year for the event. And again, these are 100 accomplished Black Canadian women. And in this historical book that Dauna co-authors with the Honorable Dr. Jean and Dr. Denise, are chronicled 100 accomplished Black women, their background, their stories, and their the entire background in regards to what they've done, how to get a hold of them, and what accomplishments that they've achieved.
Absolutely.
They're also in your database for those individuals looking to acquire women.
A leader, mentor, for example.
That you can go to the 100 Accomplished Black Canadian Women's database.
Can I just do a plug though?
Oh, by all means, do that.
I just want to say that our nomination process for 2022 is now open.
2022
is now open.
is closed.
2020 is closed. And we got tons of nominations. It's a nomination process. So it's not us going out and giving people. It's a nomination process.
Right.
And you can self-nominate, just so that you know.
Right.
And very excited about 2022 already.
Awesome. Listen, as a 2018 honoree, I just want to say to you that I couldn't have been more honored, more excited than to receive that letter that I got that morning telling me that I would be recognized as a accomplished Black Canadian female for the year of 2018. And that goes to show, it just goes to speak, it's a testament to what you're saying, Dauna, about how many unsung heroes that are out there that are doing the right things for the right reasons, really not looking to be acknowledged in any way, shape, or form, but you are on a quest to identify these females and expose them to the general public, and kudos to you and your team for doing so.
Yeah. And I gotta say, we are a very shy community. It's always me being recognized. Absolutely, you are being recognized by somebody. So
fantastic.
It's a very robust process in terms of how we select the women, just so that you're very clear. Mm-hmm. It has a lot of integrity. Mm-hmm. We take our personal feelings out of it. Right. It's strictly, does it meet the criteria and how high?
Right. Fantastic. And that's a great segue into today's conversation. And today's conversation is about female leadership. It's about empowerment. And this is a conversation which is very near and dear to my heart. There's a couple, 2-3 things in life that will get me going. And this is one of them. Whenever you're talking about female leadership, female empowerment, education, these are topics that are near and dear to my heart. And I couldn't be more enthusiastic about this upcoming event than I am right now. But I want to share with you something. It's time for us to put our thinking caps on and think about the role that we are playing, or the role that others have played in our own personal lives, in moving us forward, in advancing ourselves where leadership is concerned. Leadership and women are not, synonymous, unfortunately. Leadership and women are not. For some reason, we are not taken as seriously as our male counterparts, and we can get into a plethora of reasons as to why. We're not, but there are a group of individuals who have a quest right now in order to change that narrative. And Dauna and her team are just a few of them. Let me share with you some statistical information in regards to one area that will be discussed at the symposium coming up on September 27th, which is leadership in politics. The 42nd Canadian Parliament includes a record number. The 42nd Canadian Parliament is the one that we're currently experiencing right now, which is led by our Prime Minister, the Honorable Justin Trudeau. The 42nd Canadian Parliament includes a record number of female members of Parliament, with 88 women being elected to the 338-member House of Commons of Canada, which represents 26% of the 2015 election. This represents a gain of 12 seats over the previous record of 76 in the 41st Canadian Parliament. By contrast, the 114th United States Congress had 105 women sitting in the 435 seats in the United States House of Representatives. Of those 88 women, 54 were elected for the very first time in the 2015 election. In our Prime Minister's first speech, he indicated that for the first time in Canadian history, he planned to appoint a fully gender-based cabinet. On November the 4th, he announced a cabinet which includes 15 men and 15 women. The longest-serving woman in the 42nd Parliament is Hetty Fry, who was elected in 1993. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come a long way, but we have such a longer way to go. And this symposium, which is coming up on the 27th of September, is called The Pathways to Exceptional Leadership. And Dauna, I'd like you to take some time now to share with us the concept behind this symposium and what we can expect when we attend.
The concept is easy. First of all, our goal is to be able to inspire and provide the know-how for Black women so that they can feel empowered to become leaders and mentors. We don't have a lot of that today, where we feel very empowered at that level. We also wanted to address critical issues that impact our community. Things like mental health, immigration. All of us are immigrants, to the best of my knowledge. Role modeling. We wanted to also showcase your skills. So we wanted to say, after the gala is all done, said and done, what's next? How do we get these women out? And we came up with, let's have a symposium. We're using the word symposium, loosely. We said conference, we said, whatever. But symposium just seemed to have hit a note in that it felt a little different. Let's make it different for all women, where we can showcase them and they can tell people what they got, what they've done in the communities, how they impact in Canada. A lot of our younger generation, they don't know about these people, and they need to know. So it's a continuation or a complement to our book launch and gala that we have on a biennial basis. So it's to showcase them. We have identified topics, like I said, that are topical. Politics. You have the Honorable Jean Augustine.
Yes.
And Zanana Akonde. They were the first MP and first MPP. Think about that.
Right,
Trailblazers.
right.
So we wanted people to know about these women and what they've done. They've created a path that other women who want to be in politics can follow. They've created an environment where if they want some advice, they can talk to them. So at the gala, you have a Q&A session, and they can ask questions. So we're not just loosey-goosey on this event. We also want to make sure people understand that when people come to this country, how do we help integrate them into our communities? Rather than them feel left alone or not understanding our culture, the Canadian culture. The other thing is mental health. That's on the rise. That's a huge topic. We have women who can talk to that. Cancer awareness. More and more women are having cancer, but the stats are now showing that they are overcoming, they're in remission more. So there's these wonderful things, and Dr. Juliet Daniel is one of those people who are making these things happen. Why don't people know about that stuff? Another big topic, and you know about this, is confronting anti-black racism issues. That's huge.
Absolutely.
So we're going to hear from the horse's mouth. So Anania Ayudel is going to be talking about that. That's the horse. She's leading this, and I've been part of this. So that's why I'm passionate about this. We're also going to be talking to the issue of equity and pay equity and people equity. We're going to hear from the chief people officer, Omar Akintan, who will be there as well. So we got some great speakers. So the next thing people are going to say, so where are we going to go from here? And that's why we have a closing speaker. So we're working really very closely with the closing speaker. And then we're going to end with the heritage singers. Have you ever heard the heritage singers?
Yes, I have. They're mind-blowing. They really, they move you from your spirit. They just get on the inside of you, and it's that good old gospel.
They just going to uplift you. Isn't that a good way to end an event?
It is.
And then we're going to have some networking. We're going to talk. We love to talk, don't we?
We do. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are just tuning in right now, I'm speaking with the Honorable Dauna Jones-Simmonds, who is one of the co-authors of the 100 ABC Black Canadian Women's historical book, and the gala, which takes place every 2 years. She has a new initiative. Her and her team have a new initiative which is called Pathways to Exceptional Leadership. This is a first of its kind symposium. It's coming to the GTA September 27th. I will be there. I am so honored to be one of the moderators for one of the modules that will be presented that day, and I will be the moderator for the opening module, which is the leadership conversation with the Honorable Dr. Jean Augustine, our first elected member of federal parliament, and then of course Zana Akonde, our first elected member of provincial parliament. So I'm going to have two icons there that will be discussing their impact on the political system from a female leader of color perspective. And these are the type of people that you want to have in your surroundings, so that you can have their ear and you can gain knowledge and inspiration from them. This is just one of the modules that particular day.
Absolutely.
That's going to be at 8 o'clock. That's going to take place. But there are a number of different modules. There's the experience in leading, civic engagement, as Donna was mentioning. It's just a jam-packed day of learning for serious-minded, progressive-thinking females and males that want to gain additional knowledge, network with the right people as well. Then you're going to deal with the Black woman's health issues, designing for legacy, and then, of course, your closing speakers as Donna Sump. And in the second half of the interview, we'll drill down more into the specifics of what's going to be taking place with these modules. But I want to get back to why you do what you do, Donna. And there's obviously something that drives you to believe that we need to empower more women of color. We need to give them more courage and knowledge, so that they would want to pursue their hopes and dreams. And I'm trying to understand what is the driving force behind that for you.
For me, on a personal level, I've seen, I go out with Jean many times. You probably know that. Everybody seems to associate me with Jean, and that's an honor for me. But sometimes you hear the younger children saying, "Who are you?" And they treat you like, "Well, who are you?" And for me, an icon like Jean, who's done so much for a country, who's paved the path for so many, they need to know who she is. And so for me, I want the younger generation to know of these women. They need to. I have a nephew. This is a real funny story. His mother said to me, Auntie Donna, Miles wants you to know he reads your book every single night. Every night he reads a page, and he's just floored about the things these women have done.
It's phenomenal.
Isn't that motivation enough, Jacqueline?
It is. It is.
It is so inspiring to hear a young 6-year-old reading a book of this nature on a nightly basis.
If you could be, if you're so privileged as to eventually, and you will one day, because you're going to work towards it, being acknowledged and recognized in this book, it is something not to be taken lightly. I know of that we were honored having GBKM sponsor the HRH royalty. The highest king, Yoruba king, was in Canada this year to commemorate the year of the decade of people of African descent and see his people. And I know that one of the things that he left Canada with and said in my presence was the 100 ABC historical book of all the 100 women. And I was there to see him go through this book and say that he will personally be reading up on each and every one of those women. So this historical book has made it to Nigeria, the palace in Nigeria, and kudos to you and your team for putting together such a historical book. And it's actually in the libraries as well, because a friend of mine went to the library and said, I saw you in the library. I said, what are you talking about? They said this
I guess not physically.
Yeah, this book is in the library and it just happened to be on your page. And I thought, wow, if Dauna and the team, Dr. Jean Augustine and Dr. Denise, have any idea how they've impacted the lives of individuals like me and so many others, I think their heads would swell to the point of unbelief.
Just so that you know, the library had nominated that book as the best book to read.
Really?
About black women.
Wonderful, fantastic. So here's the deal now. You came here with one of your counterparts, a great friend of mine and GBKM, Allison Ronaldo. And I understand that, of course, Allison is a thinker and she's a doer. And she's here with you today to help spread the good news about the symposium. And she's going to be coming on right after this commercial break to break it down for us and give us some of the logistics as to what exactly is going to be taking place on that day from start to finish, how you can get involved, how you can attend, and how you could potentially win yourself some free tickets to attend this event that is going to definitely be a game changer. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in studio today having a blast talking with one of my mentors and a great friend, in my belief, is Dauna Jones-Simmonds, one of the founders of the 100 ABC Accomplished Black Canadian Women's Gala. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break.
Thank you.
I don't suffer.
Okay.
I don't suffer. Hippo don't suffer.
Okay, you don't suffer.
Chineke me.
What's happen?
Atalama fofo.
Okay.
Atalama fofo. Hey!
Okay.
Go! I don't suffer.
Okay.
I don't suffer. Hippo don't suffer.
Welcome back to the Ordinary People Show. My name is Jacqueline Dixon and I'm your host. We're in studio this morning interviewing two phenomenal ladies that are the mastermind behind the upcoming symposium, which is coming to Toronto, to the GTA for the very first time. It's called Pathways to Exceptional Leadership. It's a biennial symposium. It's going to be taking place Friday, September 27th, between the hours of 7:30 a.m. It's going to go till 3:30 p.m. and it's a jam-packed day. Clear your calendars, tell your friends. If you're watching the video right now, like and share it so that as many women as possible and men can gather the information that they need in order to ensure that they attend on this day. Now, who I have with me right now for the second half of my show, in my opinion, again, is another very good friend of mine and one of the brains behind this whole operation, Allison Ronaldo, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen her on the Ordinary People show before. Allison, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Listen, we're here talking about another topic again, which is near and dear to our hearts, and that's female leadership. And, you know, sometimes I wish this topic wouldn't even come up, because when I start talking about female leadership, I can just go on and on and on. I can run with it forever and a day. And the reason is because it's very, very passionate and very near and dear to my heart, because it's something that I live on a daily basis, as well as yourself.
Oh, thank you.
And when we have experienced what we have experienced in trying to lead others in the right direction, there are so many obstacles that come against us that could deter the average person and allowing them to give up. But what we're trying to do, from what I see here, or what you're trying to do and your team is trying to do, is you're trying to bring additional encouragement to the masses. That, listen, there are a few people out there that have done it, and we believe that with continual effort, that more and more people will be able to become contributors in this area. So can you talk to us some more now about what level of contribution you feel that the participants of this event are going to be able to bring to the table on that day?
Wow, that's a rather loaded, question.
So we know we've got the political, we know what Dr. Jean is going to be able to bring to the table, just years and years of experience in government.
Yes.
Talk to us about on Andrea Davis, Dr. Andrea Davis. What is she going to be able to bring to the table?
Well, you know what? I don't know how to... This subject is also near and dear to my heart as well, Jacqueline. You know, we've talked about this on and off camera. And effectively, when these women, the ones that you just mentioned and ones that throughout the program are doing, is they're in the daily grind of moving whatever profession they have, whatever passions they have forward, right? I mean, it's funny that we always hear the term, you pave the way for me. You've heard people mention that when mentioning doers, right? I always chuckle when I hear that, because I don't necessarily think that people are necessarily looking back, they're looking forward. And so they're in the immediacy of making spaces wider. So what our panelists and our moderators, yourself included, are offering is taking a moment to pause long enough to say, I'm happy to give you a window into what's occurring. I'm happy to give you a quick look at how to move things forward. Not because it's something that people think about every day and all day, but because when you're a doer, you're constantly forging forward. And motivating others to be doers as well is effectively the wealth of and the richness of the symposium.
Wonderful.
Having that opportunity.
So Andrea Davis, Dr. Andrea Davis, she's going to be bringing a wealth of knowledge where it comes to civic engagement and education, immigration and integration.
That's right.
That's such a critical conversation these days. That, you know, we never seem to, that's always seems to be making the headlines.
That's right.
And then we've got Emily Mills. She's another honoree, 100 ABC honoree. She's going to be talking about designing our legacy, passing the baton. So,
Yes.
is, you know, Talk to us a little bit about that, designing our legacy.
So the idea with that is Emily Mills is a communication specialist, and so that panel is going to be looking at is, once you've come up with your cool idea about what you wish to do,
right.
You want it to go past your dinner table or your friend circle or your imagination. And there are some tools available to us now in the social media era, in the World Wide Web era, that can be leveraged. And so that panel is going to give you insight into how you can go about doing that. How can you let people know about what you are doing, what your passions are, and what you can bring to the table should they choose to partner with you. And social media we think of as things that have to do with selfies sometimes, which is true. But it can also be a powerful marketing tool.
Well, she's a mastermind at that, though.
This is it.
She's a master at it. I've seen, her posts. I've seen, the content that she puts out on social media. And this is some valuable stuff. And I'm sure I'm, just a plethora of knowledge that she comes with where social media is concerned and how to leverage it so that it works to your advantage.
The strategy behind it.
Yeah, the strategy behind it. So she's a mastermind, and I'm sure that there's just a wealth of knowledge that she'll be sharing on that day in regards to that. There's another topic which is also just blowing up, which is health, Black women's health issues. So we've got Floydine Charles. She'll be leading that along with a few others. And they're going to be talking about mental health and cancer awareness. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things within the community that are happening, but because people are sort of keeping their eye on the prize of living and moving things forward, you don't often get an opportunity to have conversations about things that impact us. And I think mental health is something that the dominant discourse and smaller communities such as ourselves, the Black community, the female community, are starting to say, hey, maybe we should take a look at this and see how intentional we can be in terms of mitigating their effects. So I think that might be catharsis for a lot of people to hear that, you're not alone in terms of concerns about how to deal with those two particular issues, and we're here.
And Floydine Charles and Aisha and Dr. Juliet Daniel, they just come with a wealth of knowledge in that area as well.
That's right.
Big topic, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, we're going to, have the closing keynote, which is Dr. Camille Logan. And I love the message that she's closing with. It's called, Where Do We Go From Here?
That's right. That's right.
Wow, really poignant.
That's right, because, with symposiums or whenever we're having dialogue, I'm sure that you know this with your show, whenever you're engaging in dialogue, once we've sort of had an opportunity to take a look at the issues, then it's, okay, well, how do we mobilize or action ourselves forward? So that closing, those closing remarks and assertions hopefully will motivate people to feel empowered to leave the symposium and continue their foraging forward, and having been given some messaging around what may make that journey a little bit more efficient.
Yes.
Yeah.
For those of you who follow me on social media, you will know that one of the things that I put out in talking about today's conversation is the reality is that females make up more than 50% of the world's population.
51%.
Yet still we represent less than 10% of the leadership and decision-making roles. That doesn't sound very balanced to me. And there are some change makers who are out there who are trying to make a difference in increasing those numbers and balancing out those statistics. And I consider myself one of them. I know you are one of them. I definitely know Dr. Jean Augustine is another, and Dauna, as well as Dr. Denise O'Neill. And why is it so important for us to understand that? The statistics that I gave you are based on female gender on a whole. Can you, but do you know where the Black, female leadership play, what percentile we come in? It can't even be found. It's not even, I scoured the books and I do my research. Nobody has even been able to come up with a statistic on that that's to show you how non-existent it is. That means black female leadership, when you take in the entire global economics of this world, it doesn't even come in with a percentile
Yet.
yet. So again, these change makers are out to make a difference, and there's a reason why this is of importance to you, because we're raising a new generation of females right now that are empowered by, a lot of them are empowered by the Me Too movement, you know, females are much more educated today than they were, you know, 20, 50 years ago, and we have to do something with that education. And these are some of the things that can help us in our quest to ensure that we leave a lasting impact, is by attending symposiums of this nature. Let me just share something with you, because you might know this. So for women of color, leadership opportunities are particularly elusive. Asian, Black, and Hispanic women make up 17% of workers in Standard & Poor's 500 companies, but fewer than 4% of executive officials and managers. Fewer than 4%, and that less than 4% number came as a result of combining Asians with Blacks and Hispanics. Can you imagine if we took out the Hispanics and the Asians, where we would be, okay? So where do we go from here is a great way to finish off that day. That is a fantastic topic of discussion. Tell us, for those who are just now hearing about this first of its kind symposium coming, what to expect when we arrive at 7:30, and how will the day play out? Because that sounds like a full day.
Indeed. Well, the first thing you can expect is some really good food.
Breakfast?
Yes.
Oh,
An
okay.
awesome lunch. I mean, I'm only saying that because, you know, we're talking about the wealth of knowledge. There shall also be a wealth of nutrients, right? Because when you're learning, it's also good to make sure that you are staying hydrated and that you are ready to go. So I didn't mean to be silly about it, but yes, you can expect that. So the way that the day is planned out is to accommodate the individual who has decided, listen, I want to move forward, I have all kinds of ideas, and I would love to know how others did it, and if there's anything that I can take from that to move myself forward. So effectively, the entire day is geared to have anyone with any type of ambition having an opportunity to take a look at a vast variety of fields of interest, everything from mental health to politics.
So let me just run it down for the listeners, and so that they can figure out how to plan their day for that day.
Sure.
For those who can attend from 7:30 until 3:30, that would be my suggestion to you. Mark the calendar for that day, and come on down and bring as many other of your friends, family members as possible. So 7:30, we're going to start off with the buffet breakfast, and if I know the ABC ladies, the buffet breakfast will be phenomenal. Okay, the food when you attend any of their events is always over the top.
Cool.
And then we'll start off with the morning session. The first session is 8 a.m. and that will be the opening speaker, which will be Dr. Jean Augustine and Zenana Conde. I'm going to be moderating that. And at 9 a.m. we have experiences in leading, civic engineering and education. That's the segment that will start at 9. 10:15, we got a coffee break.
Yes.
Okay.
No pressure to have coffee, but you have that opportunity.
Coffee provided by Allison. And then at 10:30, we're going to go into Black women health issues,
That's right.
mental health, and cancer awareness. 11:15, we've got some greetings that are going to be given by the City of Toronto, which is
One of
great.
our premier sponsors.
One of your sponsors. And of course, at 12 noon, we're going to have lunch. And another, I'm sure, gourmet lunch will be served.
Absolutely.
And then the afternoon session kicks off at 1 p.m. with Designing Your Legacy. That's the one I believe Emily Mills is going to be heading that. That one should be power packed. And 2:15, closing speaker is going to be Dr. Camille Logan, then followed up by the Heritage Singers. I know putting on an event like this, and this is probably where Dauna would really be able to just nail it, but you guys are, a team Putting an event together like this is not an easy undertaking at all.
Not at all.
I've looked at some of the sponsors that you have involved, some of the people that have, come along to join in promoting this event, and it's a really commemorable as to who some of your partners are. Do you want to share some of that information with us, or maybe what we'll do is we'll take a quick commercial break.
Sure.
We'll come back right after the break. We're going to find out about the sponsors and some of the contributors that are assisting in ensuring that this first biennial symposium is a smashing success. Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into the Ordinary People Show. My name is Jacqueline Dixon. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Are you ready for Canis 2019, taking place from October 9th through 12th in Toronto, Canada? The Canada-Nigeria Business and Investment Summit will take place at the Radisson Admiral Hotel in downtown Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The theme is Nigeria as an emerging trade and investment market. This widely publicized event is expected to bring together a large number of investors, both from Nigeria and in Canada. The summit will see participants from the public and private sectors, including agriculture, alternative energy, ICT education, solid minerals, healthcare, and infrastructure. Several corporations and stakeholders from the emerging markets and developed world, as well as government officials of both countries, are expected to participate at this event. Register now at canisc.ca. Are you ready for Canis 2019, taking place from October 9th through 12th in Toronto, Canada? The Canada-Nigeria Business and Investment Summit will take place at the Radisson Admiral Hotel in downtown Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The theme is Nigeria as an emerging trade and investment market. This widely publicized event.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Ordinary People Show. Thank you so much for tuning in today into our second episode into the fall season. What a fantastic topic that we've got to chat about today. It is about the Pathways to Exceptional Leadership Symposium, Biennial Symposium, which is coming to the GTA for the very first time. Friday, September the 27th at the Woodbine Banquet and Convention Hall. And this is being headed or spearheaded by the team of the authors of the 100 Accomplished Black Canadian Women's Award. And we're talking about Dauna Jones-Simmonds. We're talking about the Honorable Dr. Jean Augustine and Dr. Denise O'Neill. And these are the ladies who spearhead the 100 Accomplished Black Canadian Women's Gala. And they have come up with a brand new initiative, which is the Biennial Symposium, Pathways to Exceptional Leadership. It's an event you don't want to miss. We've been chatting about the reasons why we need to have symposiums like this, what are the effects that it has on the general public, the lives that it changes, and now let's talk about the sponsors and the people that are backing this initiative. Can you tell us about some of the, because you've got some pretty impressive sponsors that have come on board to support your initiative.
Yes, we have actually. So we have the CIBC partnering with us, as well as Unifor, as well as the City of Toronto Anti-Black Racism Initiative as well. So we're thrilled about these partnerships. For example, the CIBC has decided that they want to look to support more initiatives for women leadership, and so that's the synergism there, and Unifor as well as the City of Toronto. So yes, we're excited to have these collaborations, and yeah, come on down and you're going to get an opportunity to see what those collaborations produce. The best place to seek out tickets is at our website, which is 100abcwomen.ca. You can head over there and you will be able to see where to go about getting tickets to join us. We promise that we're not to disappoint, as we do not with 100 ABC galas. We see this as just another extension of our quest to move good to great, great to excellent, excellent to awesome. And you are the great, all of the wonderful women of color out there, and all we're doing is trying to create spaces where you can have that opportunity to shine. So join us, head over to our website, and also here today, the GBKM family is going to be offering tickets, if I'm not mistaken, as well, and providing an opportunity for you to win an opportunity to come join us. So that partnership as well is giving, once again, another opportunity for women of color to come on down and experience synergism and experience and be reminded of why they are awesome.
I love that. I love what you just said. Can you repeat that? Like, go from great to, say that again.
Good to great.
Good to great.
Great to wonderful.
Great to wonderful.
Wonderful to awesome.
And wonderful to awesome. That is so great. That's so awesome. Listen, let me tell you one of the most difficult things to do as a female leader, realistically, is to talk about yourself. True female leaders, they're not comfortable in doing that.
Yes, and we just witnessed that earlier with
Yeah,
Dauna
with Dauna.
Jones-Simmonds.
It's really an uncomfortable
Yes,
situation
yes.
for us, because we are inspired, empowered, and motivated by our passion to play a role in other people's
That's
lives.
right. As to take it a step further, I would say that Black women have been invited to be cheerleaders for others.
Right.
And that's a very specific art that's not necessarily connected to moving themselves forward, right? And for example, Ms. Jones-Simmonds, who was just with us, is the architect of 100 ABC. She is a co-author, but it's very important. And I'm gonna get to hear about this later, but the administration and the leadership and the humility that goes into bringing about something like this is a daily grind. And when I say grind, listen, everything we do is a grind. Yeah, it doesn't mean that grind does not mean that it's not a passion and it's not positive. It just means that it requires daily attention. So putting something like this requires passion, and it requires care, and it requires the skill set of administration, which Dauna possesses.
Hands down.
And so you're seeing that architecture. Also, something else that 100 ABC has endeavored in just earlier this year is moving also the artistic visions and dreams of women of color, moving that forward as well. So we had that inaugural reality earlier this year as well. So yeah.
My producer's just looking at us. He's like, you girls just came and just took over my studio. I have no control over the show anymore. You don't even care about rules.
So sorry, producer.
We've gone over, but you know what? It is what it is. He'll forgive us. So listen, that you know what? You touched on something just really quickly, which is the type of work that Dauna puts in, the level of work that Dauna puts in to not just the 100 ABC, but then also, of course, with this new initiative now. There is a newsletter that Dauna puts out that comes to ABC Women. They put out a newsletter.
Yes, every month.
Every month. This newsletter is like, I don't know, it's just food to my soul.
Oh, wonderful.
It's always filled, just jam-packed with some of the most informative, valuable information that any woman would care to know. Not only is it events that are coming up in the city that are mainly going to be
pertinent to us,
pertinent to our community, but it's the achievements of the honorees,
which are ongoing.
Yeah, which are ongoing, and just phenomenal. Kudos to her for putting this
Actually,
newsletter
I'm an editor on that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I had an article in there myself too.
Indeed.
Yeah, I had to write up. This is fantastic. Listen, why am I sharing this? The reason I'm sharing this is because if you're looking for more content, if you're looking for more substance as to what is behind the 100 ABC, then you want to go to the 100 ABC website.
That's right.
That's where you start, okay? And then you will see the content which is there, and that content will lead you to uncover and discover all of the meaning behind why this team and how this team does what they do. But In getting to wrap up the show now, because we could be here talking about women in leadership forever, I just wanted to share this much with you before we wrap up. There are a lot of misconceptions out there as to what female leaders do or how they come about. And what they have to go through in order to sustain themselves. And it is not a simple thing to put yourself out there to be scrutinized by the general public. And, for those who have managed to maintain themselves over these many, many years, like the Honorable Dr. Jean, who have taken their darts and their arrows and still stood up firmly to say that I'm in this because I believe that there's something greater than myself that is of more importance. And as a result of that, I'm going to go the long road and I'm going to fight the good fight. There are things that you can do to help female leaders prevail. And I just want to share some of them with you. First of all, the leadership gender gap is persistent and it's pervasive, but soluble. There are many steps that we can take as individuals, employers, and policymakers to create significant change. Individuals, for example, learn about your own subconscious biases by taking a belief online test. Employers should create an equitable workplace culture with flexibility and fair expectations for both men and women. And they should enforce fair practices, policies through tools like diversity training and blind resume screening. Policymakers, there are many purposed pieces of legislation and regulations that would promote women leaders through pay equity. The Paycheck Fairness Act, for one, family support, the Family and Medical Insurance Leave Act, and salary transparency. These are just a few of the areas that, if enforced, can make a significant difference and change in our long-term outcome for female leaders in society on a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to offer you an opportunity to attend Pathways to Exceptional Leadership. This is a mind-blowing, life-changing experience. It's going to take place on Friday, September 27, 2019. And here's all you have to do to win 2 free tickets to this event. I need you to send an email to contest@gbkm.fm. Once again, that's contest@gbkm.fm. You have up until, close of our day today is 4 p.m. You have up until 4 p.m. today to send us an email and just give us one line as to why you believe that you need to attend this event. And we will draw your name out for the opportunity to win 2 free tickets to this event. And that will be posted on our GBKM social media page by tomorrow afternoon. Thank you so much once again for tuning in today to the Ordinary People Show. And Allison, let me give you the last word of the day.
Okay. Everyone out there, hello everyone. Feel free to come and join us on the 27th, on Friday, for our symposium. Remember, everybody, that the first way and the best way to make your dreams come true is first to wake up. And then once you've done that, afford yourself the opportunity to participate in events such as this, such as our symposium to Pathways to Exceptional Leadership, to give yourself the opportunity to make those dreams come true. Remember, to be a leader, the first thing you have to do is believe that you can be. Once you've made that step, just reach out, and there are helping hands such as 100 ABC, such as the Ordinary People Show, to guide you in the right direction. We're here for you. Look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the Ordinary People Show. See you on Friday, September 27th at Pathways to Exceptional Leadership. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, don't suffer.
Chineke mee.
Wetin happen?
Atalama fofo.
Alright.
Atalama fofo. Hey!
Alright.
Four.